Oh, so I didn't have my microphone on, I see. That's how I do things, I guess. Anyways, welcome back to Sunday Chat. I was saying I see Chaos Prepper. You said you were second in here, but I don't see who was first. But anyways, welcome. Michael G. Hey Dark Angel, good to see you. Dusty, how are you? Papa's Farm, good to see you. Thank all of you for being here. I appreciate it. Where we just kind of talk about whatever. I do want to say thank you. I've received a ton of emails, prayers, well wishes, all that. I greatly appreciate it tremendously. And I'm still receiving emails that I still encourage from people asking prayer requests. I will always pray for people. I don't mind that at all. Hey, Anthony, how are you? So I appreciate all of that. Here we are. I hope everyone's had a great weekend so far. We're going into a new week. And what I always say is, what do we need to, kind of strip off, get rid of, leave behind from the week previous. Don't bring certain things into a new week, and then focus on what we need to what do we need to put our focus on for a new week. So I encourage that always. Hey, Kevin, Jersey girl. Hey guys, I see all of you. If I missed you, I'm so sorry. So I always encourage that every week. We are getting cooler weather and rain, which we need around here. I hope all of you, those who've been up, they're usually in here that say you're up in northern areas, Midwest. Are y'all finally starting to warm up any? Because I still am getting things people say I still can't get things in the ground. It's too cold. I'm hoping you can. We ate a whole huge salad out of our garden last night for dinner. So, our stuff's been going for a while. So, anyways, a couple things I want to touch on and see what you guys have. Of course, anything y'all want to talk about, throw it in the comments. Always welcome that. I did see something earlier today. They had announced that, they put those warnings out, whether they're, hey, Camo, Carl, Michigan. Okay, well, that's good. It's hot and sunny. Lots of rain, Jersey girl. Yeah. Yeah, we're going in that season, though. So as I was saying, I got this, how they do these. Oh, I'm going to warn you. Either it's, they never really warn us, or it's scare tactics, or they're setting the stage now for when they do things, whatever the situation. But they did say 2/3 of North America's power grid is at an unavoidable elevated risk for outages as summer peak season demands near for the electricity. So they're never, like we say about everything, they're never going to let an opportunity go to waste. And we knew that, how things surge in the summer, if they're going to do brownouts or blackouts or anything else. We know that's coming. Goodness. That's warming up. That sounds bitter cold to me. Oh, yeah. I will say ours was like, and it can be kind of normal, but that's what happened with my broccoli and my bok choy, which still has not recovered. Even me trying to work with it, all the bolting. I don't think I'm going to produce. I don't think they're going to do anything. The broccoli and bok choy, the bolting, because the weather was so weird. It'd get really hot, then we'd have these weird cold fronts, and it was back and forth. And those are the two that have suffered. Everything else is done good. Hey, Chicken Whisperer, good to see you. Lady Smith, how are you? Yeah, I did. Do y'all watch? A lot of y'all may. Is Ryan Hall, y'all? I like his stuff. He was I watched the thing about yesterday talking about how we're supposed to get the southeast, or I guess the southern part of the United States all the way across. It's supposed to be extremely wet this summer. This going into this season, into fall and winter, how things are going to go into. I don't understand all of that so much, but yeah, I know we're supposed to be extremely wet this season, which, there's always that fine balance of what it needs to be. Yeah, I see y'all. Yeah, I like Ryan. I like how he presents things. Yeah, see, everybody watches Ryan Hall, but he was talking about yesterday's video, I believe it was. Oops, sorry, I'm just clicking away. Actually, if any of y'all use StreamYard, it's been doing that for a while. It'll joke. I mean, it'll jump back and up and down. I don't know what that's about, but anyways, I don't know. Speaking of people like that, like Ryan Hall, I don't know if any of y'all know Rashid Buttar. Be careful, I get smacked for even saying his name. I think he is a wonderful, wonderful person, very outspoken against everything on all angles, even way before an illness and the thing, and for a long time. He passed away suddenly. No, he doesn't do any of that on the 18th. Devastating blow to our community of like-minded people on that side. He's a doctor. Of course, they try to scrape him and run him through the mud and ringer everywhere. But if you've seen any of that was a hard. I was seriously upset when I saw that. Hey, Miss Sharon, I was getting a little worried. I didn't see you in here. I was about to call you up. But if you've seen anything about him, I think whether anything will truly come out or there'll be silence, but I have my strong opinions about what happened. And that I can't say too much on here. I'm planning. Oh yeah, I got mine up in the towers. We took had some beets we took up yesterday, and I pickled some beets last night. I don't think my potatoes are quite ready. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful person. It's just a terrible loss. And my thing is, things like that happen is to honor them and to keep on. Is you continue this fight for them. That's what we do. That is how we honor them and keep going. And it's just, yeah, on the 18th, suddenly, only 50 something, 57 or something, if that old. Terrible, absolutely terrible. Great person. Hey, rescue. I know that's how I usually am. I'm listening while I'm doing the things. That's how we have to do. That's right. The choice is yours. Make the right choices. So that situation, I was really upset about, and I would look into it. I'm gonna keep my eye on it. If I have to do something major comes about it, I'll do it, of course, on Liberty Tree Fellowship. Speaking of Liberty Tree Fellowship, if you have not seen my last video over there, it's free video. My content's free over there. I talked about them tracking the food and the cap on meat that they were doing. They have these launching grounds that they're doing these, and it has to do with like the C40 15-minute cities. All updates about that. I suggest you go watch it. And if you haven't seen the one before that, where I talk about the 15-minute cities, to see a lot of that type of stuff, is watch those, because they kind of intertwine. It just shows the stepping stones that they're taking in those directions and what their plans and what they're doing. And people think, oh, it's up there, it's in New York, oh, it's across the pond. Remember, all of these things are global that they're trying to do, and it always comes across. So, hey, Tiger, if you snuck in here and I have missed you, I'm sorry. Hey, Independent Fish Sticks, how are you? Good to see all of you. I appreciate you guys being here. So check those out, and it's free content, and I don't have to be censored about things over there. I pretty much say what I want, and there's tons of other good creators and content over there. Go check it out. It's worth it. It's just a couple steps. You don't have to. Plenty of it's free. You don't have to pay anything. That you can do free membership over there, and go look. There was a thing, because of the way things are going, and we talk about the opportunities and what's coming in the summer, and of course they use that for increases and saying there's these shortages, whatever scenario, whatever card they want to pull out and play. And I talk about this. If you follow me for any time, I'm huge on making lists and prioritizing those lists, whether it's things you want to, preps that you need, holes you have in your preps, things you need to make. Maybe you need to make tinctures and salves, or if you're not on that side of things, it could be a million different things. You know what you need and what you use and things like that. I encourage that more and more. And of course, we see the price increase across the board, but I'm starting to see local and online shortages, even more so about things, more so the side of things I cover because that's what I look for. I encourage that because, I mean, like we do wargaming, think of scenarios in your head that could happen, whether it's something that happens around us or something that we could face, an illness, an injury, a need, war game scenarios in your head, and that will help you think of things. And I'm constantly saying, go through your preps or your wish list or things like that, or your holes in your preps, inventory things a couple times a year, and then prioritize that things. I am encouraging you to please do that because we go in this season, a lot's going to unroll this summer. We know about the CBDC coming this summer. We know that election stuff's coming up, that 2023, 24 timeframe of things going on. Again, it's all these little things going to go on. I may have missed something. If I missed something, I'm sorry. Let me see. How do you... you talking about LTF? You have to be a member of LTF to pay. I mean, I have to be a creator member. Like, not just anyone can do it. If that's what I think, is that what you're asking? You have to be like part of LTF. So you can't just you can't have like a membership and upload videos if that's what you're asking. Okay, Dark Angel, you drive safe. I just pay. That's right. Tell them, guys, because I don't say the YouTube stuff. Don't be sitting up in here rent free. Hit that thumbs up, right? I never ask for those things. I just forget, I guess. Oh, I know you've had a lot of things going on, Tiger, with all your stuff. Oh, that's good. Yes, get it in the ground. Get it in pots. To grow it inside. Grow it. That's why I tell people, I'm like, I don't care where you live. You can grow something. You can grow herbs in the house if you have to. Everybody. Whatever. Yeah. Paid membership doesn't mean you get to post videos there. If you're not a creator for LTF, that paid membership means you can watch the things that aren't, that's not free content, and you can interact differently. But that doesn't mean, like, not just anyone can post videos there. I hope that clarifies that. Oh, good. I love Arby's. That's Huckleberry's thing. I tried to put up 2 videos yesterday where he had kind of edited and condensed a couple different ones together. I tried and tried. It was driving me crazy. They had already been done, and YouTube would not throw them up for a copyright violation, which is ours, and it's a free music, just instrumental behind it, over top of why you're watching it, and it's a free. I don't know. It drove me crazy. I'm not technical about it. He's trying to work on that. So that's they're edited. I just couldn't get them to go up. Yeah. Well, they're also seeing it more and more. Of course, we're seeing it heavily in the ones who've had things, but they're seeing it in ones. That was something I talked about on Rumble. Something I've probably talked about in LTF as well. Is they're seeing that I talked about ones that I can't even say it on here. Miss Sharon or Huckleberry can put it in there. It's from those who have had it, and it can pass to others, and they created a certain thing like that. Anyways, I can't say they're seeing that more and more, but they knew what they were doing. Hey, Cherokee. It's fine. It's all right. I came in here and was talking, didn't even turn my mic on. I appreciate you being here, though. I did check a list. Yeah, we stay on the fence about About rabbits. I don't know. I mean, like, I guess because I got so much going on, I just think, oh my gosh, so much I got to take on. Yeah, the benefits. I go back and forth about it, especially the being able to use their manure right away. I like that aspect of it. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Yes, I'll just go ahead and we'll just sit this right here. Maybe YT will look the other way. That is very real. Yep. Oh, y'all see, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, what have I talked about? I think that was some of the highlights. I'm glad y'all are in here talking about all the things you're doing. I encourage that. Keep doing the things. And my thing is we all start like small, like don't overwhelm yourself. People say that I've not ever done this. It's too late. I'm so far behind. And I constantly say, please don't feel that way. I mean, if you're doing something, if you're doing more now than you did last year, well, then you're ahead, and just keep building from things and don't overwhelm yourself and think, I got to take on so many things at once, because when we do that, then we're more likely to say, I'm overwhelmed. I can't do all this, and focus on smaller, different things. That's how I recommend it. And, think about your needs. Like people ask me all the time, well, what herbs? Well, I can give overview, but my needs and uses may be very different than yours. And educate yourself on if you have said ailments or prone to certain things, or your family, you need to look into herbs that help those different conditions, or whatever. And that needs to be your focus. And I'm always about keep building to be as self-sufficient, or supplement as much as you can that you're not needing to rely on, especially things that self-sufficiency as far as your health. How I'm about preventive care. Do all those things. That's going to be a must, because that building our immune system and that preventive care is going to be a must, especially as things continue to deteriorate in this world around us. That needs to be tip top. I mean, so Josh and I, we did a thing about getting control of your vices. It's very real. Those touchy subjects that people get all huffy about. Sorry, don't care. I'm trying to help. Take it how you want. Get a hold of those things. Do it now until you're faced with it and you're in a much more vulnerable situation. Yeah, space it out. Yeah, it's just everything grows and everything's a process, and prioritize things. Let's see what Miss Sharon's got going on. Yeah, I mean, as long as you keep moving forward, that's what matters. And don't compare yourself to other people. There's always going to be people that are doing less and doing more than us. That's just, it doesn't matter. Don't compare yourself. Because it'll be discouraging, and that's just nonsense. Do what you can do. Yeah, there's a lot of different ones. I have a high blood pressure video. If you've gone through, it's back a bit. I would check that out. If you have any questions, send me an email and I'll help you out. Absolutely. I'm going to say it all the time. Every herb and plant was put here for a purpose and a reason for every ailment, disease, illness. It was. I mean, it just was. And figure it out. Help your body now. I mean, there's always, because depending on your health going into it, or I hate to say, that abuse you've done to your body, no matter what form it came in, doesn't have to be, hardcore abuse. There's different things. You may go through what's called a healing process. You may feel weird. I've talked about that in detox and Herxine and all that. But again, you would much rather go through things like that now when things are still comfortable than when they're not. People are going to have a rude awakening. Oh, hey, Virginia Bushcraft, how are you? See? Oh, absolutely. We never stop learning. If anyone thinks they know it all, God's going to feed them a humble pie. we're continually learning. We're learning from each other. Don't get up on your high horse about something. But you're absolutely right. Continue. Oh yeah. It's always and continue. And even when things get like really bad and we think, oh man, it's gone bad, we can still, I say it, I've said it so many times, our ancestors did this. It is doable. That way of life truly isn't taboo as people want to think it is. They made it without electricity. They made it without these over-the-counter and prescription things and the conveniences that have spoiled us and made us weak. Today, they didn't have all that, and they were much better off. And I just think, oh yeah, sorry, chicken. I'm trying to click. Yeah, the dandelions. You can use that for a lot of different things. You know, the roots, dry. You know, roasting them, drying them, fantastic. That'll last a long time. Dandelion salve. Eat the greens. Dry the leaves and the little flowering tops for dandelion tea. Fantastic tonic for your liver and kidneys. All kinds of stuff. You can use about every bit of that. Detoxing always hurts at first. Give that hurts. It always hurts at first. You have to learn your body, to listen to your body. Is this a healing crisis or am I reacting to something? That's why I tell people to be in tune with your body and earthing and getting away from the busyness and the chaos of electronics and get in nature. You will hear it a lot clearer and be more in tune with it. It will help. Oh, he's not in here with his spoon stirring that pot. But now that we're on the subject, Chicken Whisperer, did you pick your cow out yet? We have some. Oh, you see that, Huckleberry? Oh, she's still looking. We're trying. Let me see what fish. Okay, Cena. Everybody, I never go on with that and certain blood sugar things. The charts they make, it is not a one size fits all. Like, I'll use myself an example. My normal for my body, and it works and it's comfortable and I don't have any issues. I run hypotensive. I have low blood pressure, but I have tachycardia. My body's fine with that and I don't have any issues. Everyone's a little bit different and it depends on your symptoms and how someone feels more so than just solely based on numbers. You're absolutely right. They put on these charts, you know, they have to create a reason to come back. Like, you know, if you go to the doctor and nothing's wrong, they're going to find something wrong with you because they need to create a ongoing customer. That's just my opinion. Read my disclaimer. I don't know. Not 100% for the same effects. Is that what you're asking? If that's what you're asking. Let me see. I'm sorry. If it runs too low, see, mine stays low and I feel fine. If mine goes up to what somebody else's, like my age and everything, would be considered, oh, this isn't your normal range. I feel it because my body's used to that and it works that way. Okay, let me see. Yeah, whatever you can go. That's why I say about letting go of things we don't need. I'll email you. I'll email you the likes and differences. How about that? So I can give you a full chart of that. Yes, nonstop. All those videos. He loves that. Yeah, that's right. That's why I say don't compare. You got to know your body. see if mine gets, I have hypoglycemia. It runs the family. If mine gets any like close to 70, 75 or lower, I start getting sweats and shaky and feeling awful. I but I have a lot of insulin. I release a lot. I bet he does. They like to get excited because they think it's going to make us excited. I tend to call them out and shut that right down. Okay, let me see. I got your, and I'm sorry, I got it like 2 hours later, but I was busy. And usually on Saturday is kind of my Sabbath. I kind of detach and do family stuff, and I don't see it as much. But I didn't see it till later after I had done that stuff. Yeah, yeah, that's how I get, which is pretty normal. It's normal. It's okay to have a normal localized reaction because your body's doing what it's supposed to do, and it's to whatever it was exposed to, even if it's as simple as a mosquito bite or a wasp or a spider. It's just monitoring symptoms in the area if it goes too big. But anything like that, my first go-to is to make some type of salve with baking soda, tad bit of water, and you can do activated charcoal, the powder, and get that on there. Get that on there, because if you get that on there right away, I keep that stuff in your go bag, put it in your cars, put it in your house, easy grab, first aid kits, all that. It just takes a tiny amount of water, and then if it's on, just make it like a paste that will stick. If you want to wrap it with something, that's fine, and leave it on there. And you may have to do it a couple times depending on what it was, and it'll usually draw that right out. Now, of course, be smart. If you have some type of reaction that there's respiratory distress or anything else, of course, seek medical attention. But I'm glad to hear that. Oh, you're welcome. Monitor things. I mean, when I got bit by that copperhead, I thought, well, this isn't great, but I'm stubborn. I watched, and I don't recommend anyone else do that. That's what I was comfortable. But I monitored my vitals. I knew what to do. I knew all they were going to do is monitor my vitals, give me fluids and pain meds, and I don't do any of that. So I watched it, and I did the protocols, and I watched it, and I felt like a hot mess for a little bit, but I wasn't, that's what I chose to do. That's why I say write down those protocols. Make yourself binders. I'm big on it. If you have to handwrite them, okay, take the time, handwrite it or print it, whatever's easier. Make yourself binders. Flip right to it. This is what I do for this. Oh, this is what I do or need for this, and have that stuff on hand. Oh yeah, all those biting things. I've only been stung once by Huckleberry's bees. He's been stung once, but they were mad. We were in there messing. We had to. It was which I can't get the video up. They had been building their cone stuff on, and we had to remove it. Well, of course they were mad. And I'm always barefoot or in flip-flops almost all year round, unless I'm really doing something where, in a situation like I'm deep in the woods or something like that. And on flip-flops, they got me on top of the foot. So they do, but as long as you watch things. We're seeing a lot of different types of hornet wasps, different things that get up there by the hive. We watch them. Oh yeah, Sandy S. I see that. You do what's best, what your mama heart and gut and says. Your child, and they gotta have to push things to the agenda. You do what's best for better than anyone else, your own child. You know what's best, and that's why I tell people. And always be an advocate for your child, for yourself, for your family members, and make sure you have one in case you are ever in a situation somebody can advocate for you, that is 100% needed. Everyone should have that and be able to stand against it. Don't let anyone in the medical field or anything else bully or intimidate you. I don't play that at all. I will. I just shut things down. Now they're not all awful, but you know. Exactly. Tell them, papas. Yeah, they don't like it. They stay on me. I don't care. I'll go down screaming for the hilltops about things. Now, I there's certain games we have to play and hoops we have to jump through, because if they completely, then I have no voice to reach people, and I was set on this path. So there's a fine balance. Some of it's just ridiculous. Yeah. Oh yeah. The bentonite clay, that works well. For a lot of different things. You know, ticks. You know, people who follow me for a long time, I had horrific Lyme disease and co-infections. I mean, they thought it was going to take me out. It was bad for a long years. I was in treatment because I'd had it chronically. It wasn't, if you don't catch it and get it within the first 30 days, then it's automatically chronic, and it's a hard thing to go. But we use that and different detox and protocols, which I have a protocol I've talked about using that. If I have ever gotten a tick on me or my children, I immediately start it right away. But people, you know, and you understand about Lyme disease, Lyme disease can also come from biting flies and spiders and things like that as well. It isn't just localized. It's not only carried by ticks, because anything else you can get it from a lot of different things. But ticks, because they stay on, carry the highest amount that people can contract it from. Yeah, it's always like that. You see some people, they just leave alone. Some people, man, there's things, oh my goodness. If I even hinted on, I'd be, in hiding over, and they let certain things go. It just depends on the individual, I think. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, they're also, you got to think, when we think about the smaller level, we think about the public school system. I'm not knocking anyone whose kids are in there. If you teach in a public school system, you do what's best for you on every level. I always say that. But we talk about the indoctrination of that and the limitations that they put in these cookie cutter little modes. He's making these little robots. That doesn't just stop like K through 12th or something like that. Everything that's going on, same thing in colleges, or if somebody's in med school or different things, the upcoming ones, they're going to teach them and train them in what fits their agenda. I mean, that you have to realize, that's why the ones who have come out in the last couple of years and outspoken about things that were going on, they silenced them. They got rid of them. They took their license. They did things like that. Those are usually the truth tellers about things. Yeah, tobacco. Putting tobacco on it. That's an old oh yeah, camo, Carl. They get, I mean, I've had so much. Then they'll give these like soft hits about things. Like I've got a couple on lives I did, and then they went back and did old videos. They're still going to make their money off their ad revenue stuff from you, but they're not going to give you your piddly cents off of that, which is fine. As long as they leave my channel up, because then I can reach people. Hey DCBs, how are you? I'm sorry if I've missed anything. I'm trying to see everything. Oh yeah, Tiger. Of course. That's why they're after them so hard. It just goes on, and it continues. It doesn't stop just when they're young. It just, they catch them. That, and then whoever said if they push more and more that somebody needs to be in that, that's probably why. Hmm. Oh yeah. If you we're season homeschools. I've been doing it for a long time. It just the you need a HLDSA. That's the wrong way he wrote. Um, join that. It is a safety net. It is worth the money. It is a safety net. You may never need it, but it is a safety net to have. I firmly believe in having that. But anyways, I'm glad all of y'all are doing the things too, and y'all are. I'm hoping I haven't missed anything. Something's going on with my chat here. My comments keeps going blank and then jumps back up. Are y'all having any glitchy stuff on your end? I've probably said too much today. You think? That's how it goes. If you're having it on your end, let me know. But it's probably it. Hey, IQ Love, how are you? Oh, good. I'm glad. Doing the things. Really? Are you sure? I have a dear friend. She lives there, and she has that. I wonder, is that something new? I thought they did all of them. I see it on their. I see that state on their thing. It has their laws and regulations there. I don't know. I mean, I haven't ever lived there, but I have a friend that homeschools there, and she has it. I don't know, unless it's something recently changed. It flashed once. Who knows? Yeah. I can't remember whose thing I was in the other day. I was in somebody's. Was it Josh or somebody? I was in somebody's chat the other day, live chat, and it kept. I think it was Josh. It kept completely throwing me out of chat, even if I was, and it was like giving me a 503. It just completely kept throwing me out. It would go blank. Yeah, I think we're seeing that more and more. I keep hearing other creators talking about that. Okay. Hey, Kelsey, first. You enjoy your day. I appreciate it. Really? That's weird. I wonder why. I thought Alabama was pretty homeschool friendly. I don't know, but I haven't lived there. I just know people who live there. Is that what it is, Miss Sharon? Oh, see? I click on something and it'll jump after I click on it. Probably. Hey, Grizz, how are you? I wonder, maybe I'm hitting some. I mean, maybe I've hit some no lists. I did those words. They're all upset. Is it the solar flares really? I mean, I haven't looked today to see what they're doing, or just YouTube. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's continued. They'll always. I mean, like we said throughout. Let's just take the last couple of years alone. Now this has been going on for a long time, and they do the slow building and everything. Is it runs off so many of the good ones in education, medical, law enforcement. It runs all those different areas. It runs off the good ones because they're going to keep, and the ones who are on board with their stuff, they're going to stay, and then they'll enforce and teach and practice their ways. I'm trying to be careful how I word it. Do you want to know, Cherokee? Herbal plants are the same. Herbal plants have been the way to go from the get-go. God knew what he was doing. Look, how about that divine design for us? Our bodies know what to do and what he put here for it. Yep, that is absolute facts. Throw it out. Throw that out. Um, they back down real quick, and I think. But was it Sandy? Sorry if it was Sandy about that. I'm sorry if it doesn't work, and if it doesn't work, I haven't heard that. I thought they kind of cover. I do. That sucks if it does. That's absolutely right. He knew what he was doing. The problem and everything is when you see across the board when man tries to get involved, he's driven usually by greed and pride and all that. They destroy all that. Um, it's HLDSA. It's for homeschoolers. It's kind of a safety net. If they're kind of like you pay your membership every year, and it kind of is like if something went on, they're kind of homeschooling attorneys that will take care of anything for you. Josh is in the building. What's up, Josh? That's okay. Josh is always busy. Absolutely. Absolutely. And at some point, he's going to have enough, and he's going to unleash down here on everything. Absolutely. I don't know what is going on with my thing. It keeps blanking out. Oh yeah, that's stinging nettle stuff. Well, once you dry it or you boil it, it's good. But yeah, I am highly reactive to it. If it's not dried, it'll eat me up. Hey, what is going on with my? I hope it's not doing those your end. I mean, it is like completely going blank, and then it pops back up. It's like way back or coming back up. Absolutely, I agree. Sorry, and if anyone feels that way, the ignorance of homeschooling means antisocial is one of the dumbest comments I ever hear. The arguments that people trying to use, it really is. Of course, and there's a lot. There's a lot that no us ourselves politicians no nothing is going to change. It is written; these things have to come to pass. And I mean, if you know how the people say like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not reading Revelations," that scares me to death. It should, but then because you can see, you better be right. Josh and I talk about this all the time about being spiritually prepared. Nobody's going to change it. It has to come to pass. So there should be comfort of God put it in action. He said it was going to happen. He's okay with it. We can be okay with it. Oh, thank you, Cherokee, for letting me know. I don't know what's going on. And maybe but my different things have been doing that anyways, even from my end. Like I said, I was in Josh's live the other night, and chat kept throwing me out. Thanks, Michael. Gee, I appreciate it. Yeah, Cherokee. Where's the new video, Cherokee? What are you doing? I'm just messing. Tuesday. I'm going to write that down, Cherokee. Tuesday. What happened here? Oh, see what it's doing. What happened? What happened to him? Did I miss something? Hey, Marvin, how are you? Good to see you. I appreciate all you guys being here. I know sometimes on the weekends it's family time, busy, or just detaching from it. I do that myself pretty much, except for this hour that I do. I pretty much do that. I mean, it's a good preparation. I mean, if people want to know what's coming and what's going to happen, don't be surprised. Read the good book. It'll tell you. There shouldn't be any surprises. You'll know. And that's what we always say is do what you can, do your part, do what you can, leave with the rest of God, and sleep in peace about everything. And Josh even had a thing up here. He put it up on, I think, a short, is still living life to the fullest. Because we can get caught in this trap. I can myself. I get caught in this cycle of um, what's going on and what's coming. And almost kind of hunkering down because hey, something bad's coming. I mean, you need to be smart and have discernment and listen and pray. And if God Himself says, I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should go there. I don't think, I need you need to listen to that. But that doesn't mean we sit in the corner and stay scared either. We're not supposed to do that. Hey, the I am of me. How are you? I appreciate you. I appreciate the prayers for my mom. I do. She does too, truly. Hey, Colleen. People have been planting. That's awesome. Mine are flowering and got little buds things on them now, so I can't. I have tons of different pepper plants, banana peppers and different bell peppers planted. Hey, Dove J. I know. I'm sorry. People are not. I just had a huge handful. It seems like if I put out a video, like I couldn't put anything out for days, and then all of a sudden, the day I put out, all of a sudden YouTube will purge. They may purge 30 in 5 minutes. So tons of people keep saying, I keep getting unsubbed. I thought you had left. I thought you hadn't been doing anything. I went checked. I was unsubbed. And I don't know. I mean, people can answer in here, but I have people, they're like, I get no notifications at all. I am so sorry. I don't know what to do. That's YouTube. They're petty like that. Absolutely, Miss Sharon. Out here in these YouTube streets, Grizz, right? The YouTube family. Well, Michael G, that's the one way to look at it. That's he said it. Yeah. Yep. You keep doing as he, where he I have another thing I put out, all the time is where God guides, He will provide. And that does not matter the situation or the scenario or things going on around us. It doesn't matter. That is true. Oh yeah. I sometimes I'll get a notification right after something ends or like it ended like 2 hours prior. And especially for people like Josh that are really random. And usually someone will say, did you know Josh was on? And I would say, no, I didn't get a notification. And he's random like that. I have to just check. And I understand it can be hectic. We can't do that all the time. And thank goodness for replay. But yeah, it does that. Yeah, me too, Miss Sharon. They constantly purge out. They'll purge out people who are my regular subs. They'll purge them out. I understand people can get up here and they're like, hey, this just isn't my thing, and leave. And I hope everyone doesn't stay where it doesn't work for them and they find things that do. But my regulars, and then they get up when we tell me, they'll be purged out, but they'll leave nonsense because it'll go to my held folder and it'll be bots in there putting different things. They'll leave those though. Oh, yeah. So my only regular weekly scheduled regular, like I did a pop-up live the other day. I think it was on Friday. Is Sunday 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. This is my only regular schedule that I do. Don't be talking about fish fries. There's in the South, y'all know what we do. The fish fries, we do them outside. Delicious. That's right. He will supply all your needs. Hey, Katrinka, how are you? I'm so glad to see you in here. Uh-oh. He's going to be upset. Congratulations on that, though. Before we started doing this, a couple years before we started doing this, I don't remember, a year or two ago, maybe it's more than that, we had a huge swarm of bees. They were in our magnolia tree in the back, and we were not doing bees at that time. But of course, we think about that now. I'm like, oh, well, now we got these swarm traps up, we're not seeing those. Y'all should be doing should be making that cheese and everything. No, you can put that up there. Put it up there. I don't care about stuff like that. Yeah. I do. Michelle and I do too. I listen to so many people, especially like on my phone, while I'm doing other things. I just have to. Huckleberry, you're crazy. Oh, hey, Ten Wolves, how are you? Oh, you do get notifications? That's good. Some people don't. It's hit and miss, and I'm hit and miss on how I get them on mine. Well, that's good. Yeah, and it has to be patient and tweaking things. It does. I understand. And Huckleberry, and those bee things can become I don't know, like an obsession. I'm just saying. No, it's good though. He loves it. He's good at it. That's his thing. He knows he probably has them all identified. I don't know. He knows them, but I can tell their behavior. You learn your bees. People who do that, you learn kind of their personality behavior. Like, hey, they're just not acting right. This is a little off for them or different. And I can identify, like if I'm in the garden and I see a honeybee, I'm like, that's not ours. I know some of them, if they are and aren't. And then sometimes I'm gonna say, Huckleberry, that's not one of yours, is it? And I can just tell the difference. Yeah, it's a passionate hobby. He does. He loves it though. And I love stuff like that. There's a lot of natural medicinal type healing with bees. And I'm not just talking about honey. I'm talking about many different levels. I should probably get into some of that, have Huckleberry do a thing. There's a lot of different things. Hey, Aunt Jack, how are you? Good to see you. That's good, DC. Yeah, they are enjoyable. I mean, and those type of things are healthy habits. I'm saying, healthy hobbies to have. Things like that. I mean, there's so many benefits, like not just medicinal. I mean, like even I think I think us having bees this year has made a huge difference in our garden. Like a huge difference, because remember last year we didn't have bees, and I said we're not seeing any pollinators, and we were out there with trying to self pollinate some of our stuff. There was these small windows, and it didn't do great. This year it's doing great. Besides the bolting, I had to do things, and that's weather related as far as the extreme hot and cold we were having. These really really humid to get up to 80s, and then we would have it, and it would be in the 20s and 30s at night after it had just been warm. That is causing the bolting. But as far as production, just I think I think the bees have a big part to play in that as well. I mean, that's my opinion. I just see a huge difference. Make sure I'm not missing anything in here. Yeah, go check out Tiger with that cheese making she's does. I have to go back and watch some of hers and see how it goes. My biggest thing is finding time, because this is busy season when we're just go, and I've discussed I have a lot going on. It's hard for me, and then a lot of times I listen, but I can't interact, and just because like how some of you are, I'm like I'm listening, but I just have my phone sitting here and I'm in the garden or I'm cooking or I'm making something or doing something. That's just how it goes sometimes. You mean like hey Rex, welcome. You talking about like an antivenom you get? I mean, they have antivenom they can give you in hospitals. Depends on where your location and where they store it at. There's antivenoms that way if that's what you're asking. You'd have to discuss your area. I always find that some hospitals don't carry. Some region and areas do not carry antivenom. They do not. That is things they don't stock. They just don't stock it. But there is an antivenom made for that, if that's what you're asking. Yeah. Oh, I think. Yeah, I used to see, especially growing up, I would see wild blackberries all the time. I don't see them anymore. I mean, even in places that's like nature preserve areas and stuff like that, I don't see that. I don't see the foraging stuff that you used to easily just find and know and see things just abundantly. I don't see that. I mean, I can only speak for my area. I don't see that as much. I think that's, well, get rid of that. Um, yeah, I mean, look, I mean, I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. Do what's best for you. You do what's best for you. I mean, if you have that, you look into those who use it and long term, big studies, more than several cases, outcome, and those who don't, and individuals react differently. And again, you do what's best for you. But it just depends on where you're at. I mean, the whole state, it could be the whole state doesn't cover it. My state, North Carolina, happens to, which I don't know why, because we have tons of bites every year. They do not house that in the state at all. Usually they do symptom supportive care. Again, every place is different. Hey, Mark. Glad you made it home. Good to see you. I don't see those as much as I used to. Not anything like I used to. They just don't have it, which is a shame because that cuts down on the foraging and being self-sufficient and learning those things. Of course, always do things safe and yada yada. But the thing is when those things aren't in the wild like they used to be. I mean, that's how if you were brought up and with elders and parents, grandparents, whatever that did that, and that was just part of life. It wasn't something taboo. That was just kids learned side right at your hand along the way. They knew that, and it was available, and they used those things. You also don't see that anymore, and you don't see that passing on to generations of knowledge. It's ridiculous, in my opinion. Is McBean in here? Hey, McBean. Beaverine in here. Several of you Beaverines are in here. Yep. That's why I stayed here and did my protocol. Now, if something would have been going on, I mean, I was a nurse, so I knew. Maybe that was why I was a little bit more comfortable. Something wacky started going on with my vitals, or I started having certain symptoms I knew to look for. I'd have went in. Otherwise, I wrote it out, and I monitored. What is this, Kevin? Huh. I mean, I feel like I already did that, so I should be able to be immune for life. I mean, I feel that should work that way, right? I mean, once was enough. It really didn't hurt. I mean, I hollered because it felt like somebody thumped me really hard on the side, like kind of the bottom, the arch of my foot. But I screamed because it scared me. But as soon as I picked up my foot, I knew immediately. I knew immediately what had happened. Because I had fang marks, and blood was just coming out of those 2 fang marks. I mean, I knew, but I mean, I don't want to do it again. I can tell you that. I was just taking one for the team so I could show y'all here on YouTube. Y'all are welcome. I think oh, let me see what WJ said. Use Benadryl for both you and your dog. See, I can't take Benadryl. I have horrific. I should go. I should. Yeah, I have horrific reactions, but some people tolerate it. You need antibiotics. We just had 3 dogs bit my cottonmouth. It is supportive care and trying to keep things calm. I was surprisingly calm. I was surprisingly. I was really calm. I just knew I needed to do what I needed to do in a very timely manner and get things going and just wait and watch. That's all I could do. Really? There's no venomous snakes? Wow. I thought there was venomous I thought there was venomous snakes everywhere in North America. I mean, of course, some are more than others. Let's see. It hurt terrible when I got bit on the hand. I mean, the pain started setting in where I was like, oh, I'm not feeling so great. I would say like within 2 hours, I think it was about 2 hours after I got bit. The initial thing, I guess it didn't feel like how you would think like a puncture would feel. It felt like a really hard thump on the bottom of my foot. That's what it felt like. It scared me enough that I hollered, and I was doing laundry, and I picked up my foot, and I knew immediately what had happened, and I came inside, and it was in minutes. I started the protocol, so maybe it was a partial dry bite. It swelled. I don't know, like the size of a tangerine or something. It swelled up, and I felt kind of yucky because even I had to send it to the video I did. Like I think it was the next day. I looked kind of pale, and my color looked a little washed, but I didn't feel well. You get kind of sick. You'll get sick to your stomach because your body's trying to purge. It's like, hey, this is poison. I'm trying to purge. It kind of causes that reaction, and your body needs to do that, trying to get everything out. Yeah, I bit it back, right? Yeah. Yeah, they say you'll build up a tolerance. Some people do. There's some people. Huckleberry gave me stats on how many stings a human can withstand of something. But they use honey, like they use honeybee stings for different therapeutic things like arthritis and different things like that. And they say that you become more immune as things get on. But now, of course, there's people who are allergic and have issues. That's not how that works. Doesn't mean go get stung and that's not how that works. But goodness. One time, I've been bit by several snakes that were not venomous snakes. I have in my life. I've been bit by different snakes. I had a son. He's grown now. He would bring every snake he'd get a hold of. He'd put it in his pocket or bring it in and bring it in the house. And oh my gosh, he worried me to death. He wasn't scared of anything. He'd pick them all up. And but they were, they weren't poisonous snakes. But that was the first one that was a venomous snake, and that was enough. Exactly. Facts. Exactly. They sure are. Are you serious? Man, we have tons of copperheads here. And so there are so many. A lot. Yeah, I've been bit by, we have black widows and brown. I've been bit by a brown recluse years ago in my early 20s on my leg. I saw it right after it happened. I got medical stuff right away, and it got pretty, it caused a good mark, and there was an issue for a little bit, but it didn't get awful. Like I've seen some that are like horrific. It didn't get anything like that, but I started something right away, um, which helped. Oh, is this what it was? He told me. Hey, Hutch. Oh my gosh, Hutch is here. Oh my gosh, somebody screenshot that. That Hutch is in the building. Good to see you, Hutch. Oh yeah, there aren't many venomous snakes there, correct? As far as I know. Um, I got to be partial. It's North Carolina, but that's just me. Oh, they're crazy. Yes, they do. I would think. I would think they do. They're everywhere here. Those are probably we have tons of rattlesnakes, tons of cottonmouth. They're just snakes and gators. Um, At that time, I did get on at that time, and I was in my early 20s. I did the topical treatment stuff, kind of like I did um, for my copperhead bite that was on my foot. I did that, but I immediately started an antibiotic. Doctor I worked for, he gave me a script for an antibiotic right away. I did that. And I think it depends. Now, if I had been bit by one, I would do the topical, and I would do not only. I would probably. I don't. This is just me. Read my disclaimer. This is me. I would probably do more natural side of antibiotics, but I really didn't have. I didn't have any issues as far as internal symptoms. The bites just get gross, but it wasn't. If you've ever seen a brown recluse bites, they can get bad. I didn't have that, but I did do the drawing salve and different things to treat it, and topical natural stuff. But I did take a prescription antibiotic for the internal thing. And I was in my early 20s. I worked for a doctor, and we have tons of black bears here. They come eat out of my mulberry tree. I've walked up on one before. I would rather walk up on that. We have bobcats and stuff, really, and we have all kinds of stuff like that. But I don't wildcats. I don't mess with that. Oh, have a good day, Tiger. I appreciate you. I'm getting ready to wrap up. You had are you saying you're getting ticks, like tick bites? That freaks me out but I had Lyme disease really bad. I stay on a protocol so that doesn't happen again, but only rattlers. Colleen, that's enough, right? I hate snakes. I hate them. I hate all snakes. I don't care if they're good. There's the king snakes. You leave them alone. As long as I know ahead of time where it's at, if I walk up on them, I don't like it. Oh, Lord. A rabid groundhog. Around here, the rabies go as everything is foxes and raccoons constantly. Foxes, raccoons. Every year you see it, you hear it. I do tend to get bit and stung by a lot of stuff, probably because I'm always barefoot and into everything. I don't know. But oh, gone. That's terrible. Alabama ready to get with it. I thought that they could cross state borders with that organization. I didn't think they were bound to the state borders because it was I don't know. That's terrible though. So, I mean, truly, I hate that. Oh. Oh. Oh yeah. Do tick track here. I always do that. It's become part of life, right? But I hate ticks. I hate it. I hate it. Oh yeah. Doesn't it seem Hutch doesn't seem to go through seasons? Right. There's times it's like I can't even go check the mail. I can't even walk outside and take the trash out. It'll get a tick. And then other times it doesn't seem as bad. And that used to be why I would welcome and was fine. I wanted possum in my yard. And then they started getting stupid this year and killing my broody hens. I lost 3 of them from possum, but the possum will wipe out ticks, and possum can't carry rabies. They can't catch or carry Lyme disease, and they'll eat all the ticks they can get hold of in your yard. And now I got an issue. There's that fine balance. But yeah, some years it does seem a lot worse. Hey, Saint Nana, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I agree on that, Sandy, for real. That's terrible. They should pick up that slack if so. But oh yeah, I used to have guineas, and they'll kill a snake. They'll warn you better than a watchdog about if something's not supposed to be up there. And for snakes, they will get venomous snakes. But then at the same time, they're so stupid and they're so loud. I have a special needs kiddo. He can't take the noise because guineas never stop making noise. They never stop making noise. But when I had them, they did their job. They do mine. It could be snowing outside and I get bit by mosquitoes. And that's just how it usually has to do with your blood type. I do have a B12 deficiency, which I have to supplement a certain way. And usually there is a thing about if you're low on B. So some people can take B vitamins and then they'll start repelling. The mosquitoes won't come to them. It won't repel them, but they're not as attracted to them. That's always a thing. But so you must be good on that. And it also has to do with your blood type. Are you O by any chance? Lyme disease is everywhere in the world. Don't let them tell you any different. It is everywhere. Look up a certain island off the coast of Connecticut and how all that started. But Lyme disease is everywhere everywhere. It lives everywhere. It doesn't matter how cold it gets or anything else. I promise. But they try to say that, and their little test that they do is nonsense to check for that. I mean, truly, I hate to say it, but truly. Oh, really? Oh gosh. Like they got diseased from them, or they got so anemic or something. That's terrible. I mean, my 2 cats, I do keep them in. I do use I use natural stuff, but I say the one thing natural I don't use on my pets because they're expensive, but they only replace them once a year. They say they last 8 months, but I usually let that fall in the winter months. Is the Seresto collars. They're not ingesting anything that's going to cause them to be like, oh, they're just eating a pesticide. It doesn't call that, but it works wonderful for fleas and ticks and all that. I don't have issues like my dog and stuff that goes in and out. I don't have any issues. Yeah, there's a lot of different. I was on a protocol. My Lyme treatment took 3.5 years, but I had it for 15 years or so. It was really, really, and the co-infections. I did a video on that. I think I credit. I mean, there was a whole protocol, but I credit monolaurin. Nope, not that one. Not that one. It's like if you like to eat, I don't know, plums on an island. That one. Yeah. Everybody can come and talk, and there's spirochetes. the type of that's a spirochete. Um, but yeah, I mean, eventually, if you've ever, because it's not just limited to ticks. It can be biting flies, it can be spiders, it can be different things. Um, is you will come in contact with it, and if you ever get beat down or anything like that, it can take hold. Thank you, I appreciate that. I know, Hutch. I had a cat that went outdoors. It was Huckleberry's fault. I'm just gonna say, anyways, my favorite, whatever. He got a certain tick that usually does stay on like somebody had said up here about bobcats, and it's some type of illness they got, and like within hours they go into like renal and like liver kidney failure, and it causes it caused an issue. I mean, it was awful. But that is terrible. Not I don't know, it was a paralysis thing. His liver enzymes were off the chart. I mean, Russian. It was awful. It was really bad. If you're asking me, are you asking me? I use Resto. They're expensive, like $60, but they last a whole year. Um, they work against mosquitoes, fleas, ticks. I leave them on my dog, or any animal that goes in and out. I firmly believe in them. I get them just at like Tractor Supply or something. We had ordered some a while back offline, and they were crap. I don't know what happened. We didn't do that again. Spearmint's part of any kind of mint family. Now, anything to do with mint, it will repel critters, spiders, certain bugs. I don't like anything with mint. Anything with mint, as far as like soothing, you think about nausea. It can help people. Usually, like more peppermint side, regular mint helps. You can put it in your teas. You can do stuff like that if that's what you're asking about doing it. I grow spearmint, and you can even take the branches, kind of how it grows in little stalk things, break it off, put it in your windowsill, or put it somewhere because it'll repel things. Nothing ticks, all those different. They don't like mint stuff. Yeah, Rocky Mountain spot. I had that as well, which is Rocky Mountain spotted fever. That is what makes you allergic to pork and red meat. It makes you allergic to the protein that is in that. I had that for years. I could not eat any meat except for chicken, or I would have an allergic reaction. And like I said, I was in treatment for 3.5 years for Lyme disease and many co-infections, and that was one of them. Some people can get Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and they are almost like a paralysis, like partial paralysis, different things, extreme weakness and things that can happen. It's bad. I don't know why he's doing that. I'm sorry, I'm about to wrap up, but I'm probably saying too much up here. I don't know. Yes, join Liberty Tree. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Tell him. And where's JR? I haven't even seen him in here. Yeah, mine grows like crazy too. You use all kinds of things like that. Yeah, summer. When it gets that heat and wet, they start coming. They can come in the winter too. I mean, I've had that happen. Yeah, I use natural stuff. I've talked about, all natural pet, different things. I mean, it's what I choose to use. But as far as like a not natural side, it's the Resto collars. All right, guys, I appreciate all of you. I got to get so I can start getting things ready for dinner and doing all that evening stuff. Again, remember, focus on the things you need to get done, and don't get caught up things that are not worth your energy and time. Keep doing the things, and we do what we can. Leave the rest to God, right? I appreciate all of you. Y'all stay safe. And what are you cooking? I'll send you pictures like a coming chicken and something, because that's what I have thought out. I appreciate all you guys. Thanks as always. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.